What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two upcoming packages, the next infrastructure package and the next stimulus package known as the American Families Plan, as well as all the other stimulus programs and state stimulus checks that are coming out. Two brand new, well, one new brand new one and one that's coming out, stimulus checks coming out to certain people in states and cities. Remember, all states and cities are getting money right now. $350 billion is going out to all 50 states, cities, counties, territories, tribal governments right now. So, yeah, they're kind of, some of these states are slower than others. But remember, I'm here for you guys every single day. I'll let you know about all these different stimulus programs that are becoming available. Also, in the next couple videos, I'll be doing a video where I go over all the different state, city, and county stimulus check programs because a lot of these programs you have to apply for. A lot of these programs are first come, first serve. The one that always comes to mind is the one from last year, Orange County, Florida. This is from county money. Remember, states are getting money, counties are getting money, and cities are getting money. And they all kind of get this to decide how they want to spend this money. But they have to spend a certain portion of the money on you guys through programs like this. And Orange County, Florida did 3 different rounds of $1,000 stimulus checks, and you had to go apply for them. So that's why I let you guys know about these as soon as they come out. A lot of our viewers got it. You had to log on to their website like as soon as it became available, and like it didn't last long. And if you didn't know about it, then you missed out on a possible $1,000 stimulus check. But don't worry, I'll be letting you guys know about the child tax credits. What's going on with that? Those are starting on July 15th. The IRS just opened up 2 new portals that you can log into. I have a real good video I did on that about a day or two ago. I'll link you to that at the end of this video with some important information. If you have children, you're probably going to be getting a $250 to $300 monthly check every month starting on July 15th. So you definitely want to watch that video. But I covered that. I covered the Social Security increases. I just did a recent video on that with President Biden's plan for Social Security increase. I'll link you to that at the end of this video as well. I cover all the different stimulus programs. If it can put money in your pocket, it's something you need to know about. So, and I'll update you guys on this channel, as well as the negotiations going on right now over the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, and the next infrastructure package, the American Jobs Plan, which there's some new information going on. President Biden has made a deal on it, and I will let you guys know the latest information. In fact, you'll hear directly from the White House, so you know it's true. That's my channel is all about that. I love showing you guys the sources right on the screen. I love showing you guys coming directly from the horse's mouth. If I can get an interview that I can show you directly from these people, senators, congressmen, the president, the White House press secretary, so you guys know this stuff is true here on my channel. I show it to you directly on the screen, as well as what possibly could happen in the future, the different proposals. There's a lot of stimulus news going on right now. And if you've been watching the show, you know there's a lot more stimulus programs than just the stimulus check that most people think about. There's about 20 different stimulus programs they're negotiating right now for the next stimulus package, including for a stimulus check, a possible monthly recurring stimulus check, an extension of the monthly checks that are going out to children called the child tax credits that are $250 to $300 per month and are only passed for 1 year. They're looking to extend that till 2025. There's a possible up to $25,000 new home buyer credit. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer, just a new home buyer within the last 3 years. 2 years of free preschool, 2 years of free college, which would be a game changer. Those are possibilities in this next package, as well as a student loan debt forgiveness. I personally think that one's going to happen after this package through an executive order, but all of that's on the table, along with Social Security increases, Medicare expansion to include hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids completely for free. There's a lot of stimulus items in this next package. Besides just a stimulus check. So I will keep you up to date on all of them. So if you haven't yet, subscribe down below. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribing is completely free to do so. So is hitting the like button, completely free, and it tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job for you guys. All right, here we go. Okay, a brand new program that just came across my desk. A New Jersey mayor has proposed a $500 stimulus payment for every household in the city of Trenton, New Jersey. I also have another one I'm going to share with you right after this. As you can see here, Trenton, New Jersey Mayor Reed Guscoria wants to send the city's more than 28,000 households a $500 stimulus payment as the capital city recovers from the pandemic. The money, $15 million, would come from the $73 trillion that Trenton is receiving from the federal government as part of the third stimulus check package. Remember, states, cities, and counties are all getting a share of this money. For example, Trenton, New Jersey is getting about $73 million, and they want to spend $15 million of it sending out $500 stimulus payments to 28,000 households. Yeah, pretty amazing. According to the proposal that details how the city would spend its share of a $390 billion being sent to municipalities across the country. That's the first time I've seen that number of 390. The number I always hear is 350 billion, but who knows? Maybe it's as high as 390 billion. Now, I know that odds are you're probably not from Trenton, New Jersey. Don't worry, I got another one coming here. But I'm going to be bringing you guys these programs for all these cities, states, and counties that are getting this money. All 50 states are getting money. All counties are getting money. A lot of them are doing rent assistance and mortgage assistance and property tax assistance and utility assistance. Some of them are doing straight up stimulus checks. We've seen a Florida actually is actually sending out $1,000 stimulus checks to teachers and first responders. This was passed, this article says June 7th, so a couple weeks ago. $1,000 direct payments to first responders and educators, kind of a form of hazard pay from the governor of Florida. I see all the time that people say, our governor, I see this all the time, Florida governor will never do this. Well, they've already done this one $1,000 stimulus check for first responders and teachers. Of course, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. I expect a lot more to come, especially when it comes to hazard pay. As you can see here, cities can use their federal stimulus money to cover up to $25,000 in hazard pay for grocery store workers and other essential workers. And again, it's kind of up to states, cities, and counties, but they can do up to $25,000 in hazard pay per person. Now, of course, I know that everybody wants the checks to be for them. And, if you're not an essential worker, you're like, why are essential workers getting it? And if you don't have children, you're like, why are children getting it? And I get it, guys. Everybody wants to look out for number one. But on this channel, I'm looking out for everybody here. 65 million children are going to be getting these child tax credits. 25 million people from California are going to be getting the second round of the $600 stimulus check from California, $1,100 if they have children. And then there's this program. In addition to the Trenton, New Jersey $500 stimulus payment, there's also a $500 stimulus payment for the entire state of New Jersey. Yes, so if you're from Trenton, New Jersey, you actually could get both $500 stimulus check payments. As you can see here, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy and state lawmakers reached an accord over a $319 million state financial package back in the fall. One of the consequences of which means that a little less than 1 million New Jersey residents are going to be getting a $500 rebate payment or check, stimulus check, whatever you want to call it, right? It's a $500 check from New Jersey that will, for all intents and purposes, feel like a new stimulus check for those taxpayers. This stemmed from a push by state leaders to pass a so-called millionaire's tax, which imposes a 10.75% marginal tax rate on $1 million in taxable income. And as part of that budget, he's also included a $500 rebate check. Lawmakers will vote on the budget in the coming weeks, but it's expected to sail through with a quick approval. There's a July 1st deadline for state lawmakers to approve the budget, and once that's done, the rebate checks are expected to start being dispersed between July 1st and July 31st. So yeah, like I said, these programs are going to be going on all across all states, and I see comments all the time, like, our state or city will never do it. I just seen a comment saying Chicago will never do this, and I linked them to this article, which says the city of Chicago just launched an $80 million emergency rental assistance program. They're devoting $80 million of help to residents struggling to help pay their rent during the pandemic. And this is just from the city of Chicago. Illinois has this also. Illinois also has this also $80 million just for the city of Chicago. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stimulus programs that are going to be becoming available. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. We're just starting to get these programs. There's going to be a lot more in the future. So if you're from Alabama or Arkansas and you're like, our state will never do it, don't worry, they will be. And I will keep you up to date on it as soon as I see information about each state and city. If you know of any programs, please comment them down below in the comments. Don't be a naysayer. These programs are coming. Not everybody will get them, but a lot of people are going to get these extra stimulus checks. Next up, President Biden has announced we have a deal on the infrastructure package with bipartisan groups of senators. Again, here it is in black and white from CNN. I cover CNN and Fox News, wherever the information is. I'm not partisan from either side. In fact, here's White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki with details of this deal.
Hi, it's Jen Psaki. I'm the White House Press Secretary. You may have seen the president just struck a bipartisan infrastructure deal with Republicans and Democrats from Capitol Hill. This is a huge deal. I'm going to tell you what you need to know about it. This is going to have a huge impact. It's going to put millions of people back to work, and it's going to make a historic investment in industries of the future, which is going to help for generations to come. This bill has a huge investment in public transit. It has the largest investment in rail since the creation of Amtrak. It will put pipe fitters and workers back to work, rebuilding pipes across the country so kids can have access to clean drinking water. And it's going to make sure that broadband access is available to every single American across the country. We're going to get this deal done all without raising taxes by a single cent on Americans making less than $400,000 a year. That's something the president pledged, and he stood by through these negotiations. That means no gas tax, no taxes on buying electric vehicles, and no taxes going up for any middle-class, hardworking Americans across the country. So what happens now? This goes back to Capitol Hill, and there's more negotiation that needs to happen. But the president is insistent that this package needs to move forward in a parallel path with a bunch of other commitments and a bunch of other initiatives that are priorities for him, whether that's caregiving, additional investments in clean energy, making universal pre-K a reality for people across the country. So these will be moving together on a parallel track, and the president's going to keep fighting until they're all on his desk.
So yeah, President Biden has made a deal. It's $953 billion over 5 years, but over 8 years, it's $1.2 trillion. Half of this money is going to be used from old stimulus money that was already passed. There's about $2 trillion of old stimulus money that they're going to be taking $600 billion from. There's plenty of money from that old stimulus money that they can use for stimulus checks, and is likely where we might see the next stimulus check come from. Remember, this infrastructure package is part one of part two parts. The next infrastructure package is part one, and the next stimulus package is part two. The Democrats were considering passing these together as one bill, which is actually kind of happening, because here's what's happened after Biden said he made a deal on the infrastructure package to pass it with Republican support. Nancy Pelosi came out and said this: that there will be no bipartisan bill put on the U.S. House of Representatives floor. Remember, she can do that. She can pause the bill or not let it get voted on. We've seen this from Mitch McConnell in the Senate, former Senate Majority Leader, now the Senate Minority Leader. She says that she will not put this bill on the floor of the House unless the Senate also approves the Democrat-only infrastructure package. And by this, she means the second part of the infrastructure package, which is the next stimulus package, and that is going to be passed through reconciliation. Even Senator Joe Manchin, Democratic senator from West Virginia, who's been a thorn in the side of the Democrats, says that even he knows that the second part of the infrastructure package, the stimulus package, the American Families Plan, is inevitable, that they're going to have to pass that through the reconciliation process, which is actually good. It means that Senator Joe Manchin, based on what it kind of looks like he's saying, he knows that it's going to have to pass through the reconciliation process. So he knows that's going to happen, and he knows that he needs to vote yes on it for it to happen. So if you kind of put two and two together, he knows that he's going to have to vote yes on the next stimulus package. The question is, what of those 20 different things they're negotiating on right now will ultimately end up being in the next package? The fourth stimulus check, the possible monthly stimulus checks, the child tax credits, Social Security increases, Medicare expansion, 2 years of free college, 2 years of free preschool, student loan debt forgiveness, home buyer credits. Yeah, so we don't know those details yet, but we do know that they're going to put a large amount of them in this next package, and I will be keeping you up to date on that. Of course, President Biden backed House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. We don't know if Nancy Pelosi said this out of the blue, that she wasn't going to pass the bill unless they passed both bills in the Senate, the infrastructure package and the second half of the infrastructure package, the stimulus package through reconciliation. That Nancy is not going to let the first part, the physical infrastructure package, pass unless they pass both in the Senate and then send them both over to the House. President Biden backed her. We don't know if they negotiated this ahead of time or if Nancy Pelosi kind of went rogue and did this on her own. Some people who hate Nancy Pelosi, there's a lot of people out there that hate Nancy Pelosi, and there's a lot of people out there that hate Mitch McConnell. uh, it is what it is, right? A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Nancy Pelosi, she's always throwing her wrench into the fire," But then there's a lot of people that are saying, "Well, good on Nancy Pelosi," because she's basically saying she's not going to pass this physical infrastructure package until the Senate passes the next stimulus package at all. She's saying they got to pass both of them. She knows the stimulus package is going to be passed through the reconciliation process, a Democratic only vote. But basically, she's just saying to people like Joe Manchin, you have to vote yes on the stimulus package. This is not going to happen where we're going to pass the infrastructure package and then we're not going to end up passing the stimulus package. Now, I didn't think that was going to happen anyways. I think that personally, once they get the physical infrastructure package out of the way and passed, it makes it easier to pass the stimulus package than to pass them together through the reconciliation process, a much, much bigger package because you're combining the two. It's just harder to pass a massive package like that because you get people like Joe Manchin who don't like one thing in the package, and they're like, I'm not going to vote on it because there's that one thing in there. So that's why it would be easier to pass them separately. But Nancy Pelosi is kind of putting an insurance policy on this, and maybe with Biden's blessing, maybe they talked about this ahead of time, right? Or maybe they didn't, right? Maybe she's going rogue. But they're both now saying, Biden and Pelosi are saying, no, we have to pass both of them in the Senate. Then the House will vote on both of them together. Here's what Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell had to say about this. And listen to this.
At the first sign of an agreement last night, and then again this morning, both the Democratic leader and the Speaker of the House made it clear they would hold the bipartisan agreement hostage, demanding trillions of dollars in wasteful spending and job-killing tax increases in return for even considering it. The top two Democrats literally pull the rug out from under their bipartisan negotiators with these unserious demands before they'd even made it down to the White House. So President Biden's show of support earlier today appeared to be a major breakthrough for earning Democrats' support. But alas, that optimism was short-lived. Less than 2 hours after publicly commending our colleagues and actually endorsing the bipartisan agreement, the president took the extraordinary step of threatening to veto it. It was a tale of two press conferences: endorsed the agreement in one breath and threatened to veto it in the next. Less than 2 hours. It almost makes your head spin. Less than 2 hours. As I said, it almost makes your head spin. An expression of bipartisanship and then an ultimatum on behalf of your left-wing base. Now, I have no doubt the president is under enormous pressure from some on the left to deliver on a laundry list of radical climate demands. The Democratic leader and the Speaker have already made clear they'll do whatever it takes to keep their runaway spending train chugging along all summer. And more members of their party are having to contort their positions to keep pace with the expectations of the Green New Deal fringe. But really, caving completely in less than 2 hours, that's not the way to show you're serious about getting a bipartisan outcome.
And in some ways, I kind of agree with Mitch McConnell there. Again, I'm not a Democrat or Republican, I'm just a realist. I was floored when I saw Nancy Pelosi make that demand. I was completely floored. I mean, I can understand why she's doing it. It's kind of an insurance policy to make sure that both packages get passed, the physical infrastructure package and the next stimulus package. So I totally understand why she's doing it. But I was thrown completely out of left field. And I also understand what Mitch McConnell's saying there that you just made a deal with the Republicans over a bipartisan agreement, and then you're giving them an ultimatum like 2 hours afterwards. I was completely shocked. I never, ever would have guessed that this would have happened. I thought, oh, okay, great. They'll pass the physical infrastructure. Boom, they'll get that done. Senator Joe Manchin will be happy because they just made a deal with the Republicans. He already says he knows that they're going to have to pass the next stimulus package through reconciliation. All right, cool. Everything's lining up. And then Nancy Pelosi comes out of left field and makes this ultimatum. And then afterwards, the president backs her. Whether he knew about that ahead of time, I don't know. But I mean, we've seen this happen with Mitch McConnell and President Trump as well. When President Trump was president, he wanted to pass that $1,400 stimulus check. Nancy Pelosi passed it, and then Mitch McConnell basically went against President Biden's wishes when he was president and said, no, I'm not going to pass this $1,400 stimulus check. And he didn't, and it cost him the Senate. Now he's the minority leader. And boy, I bet you he wishes he was the majority leader now because, boy, how things would be different. But he didn't pass that. He didn't even let that vote for that $1,400 stimulus check go to a vote. And it passed the House with Republican support. A Republican president wanted it, former President Trump. And Mitch McConnell didn't even let it go to a vote. And just days before the Georgia runoff elections, and they lost that, and then they lost the Senate. I bet you Mitch McConnell is not happy about how those proceedings went. And if he was majority leader right now, if they had one more vote and one more seat in the Senate, they'd be in control of the Senate, and this would be a very different story of what we're talking right now. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know about Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Remember, I'll bring you the news straight, not from Republican, not Democrat. I'll let you know the dirt on both of them, as well as all of these stimulus programs coming out from states, cities, and counties, as well as stimulus money that's already been passed. That's kind of coming out: mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance. A lot of that money has not been spent yet. A lot of states are criticized because they've only spent less than 2% of their rent assistance and mortgage assistance. So there's going to be a lot more coming out. And I will keep you up to date on all these different stimulus check and stimulus programs. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the best thing about subscribing is it's completely free. Yeah. That's the best price you could ever hope for. So yeah, you can click this video here to see my most recent video about state, city, and county stimulus checks going on across the whole country. Click on this top video over here to see about the child monthly checks coming out, $250 to $300 per month. Important details there. And this bottom video about President Biden's Social Security increase. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.